Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. I hope you're having a great weekend. It is beautiful here in the Houston, Texas area, and I'm going to get back outside soon. Before we get started, if you want to put your tiles on social media, please tag me at bbl_tangles. If you post in the Mosaic app, this is how you can tag me. And if you want to send me an email, I am at notperfectzen@gmail.com. All right. I am grateful for this beautiful day. I am grateful to be here with you. Today I am continuing with my series on the 102 Tangles of Zentangle. And these tangles, well, the 102 Tangles of Zentangle is a poster that I saw in the end of 2017 at a community college where I was taking a class. And beginning last year, in 2023, I decided to focus on those 102 tangles as part of my anniversary of becoming a CZT. Okay, so that's how this started. And today I'm going to show you Nekton, Swarm, Keeko, and Munchin. And of course, these are all by Zentangle because it's part of their 102 Tangles poster, which that came out in 2009, by the way. And let me show you a couple of the practices that I've done for this. Of course, okay, here it is. This is a piece of paper. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. A piece of paper from my disc-bound sketchbook, and this is Swarm, this is Nekton, this is Keeko, and this is Munchin. And I wanted to do these all on one tile just because they're so close to each other. Like this says here, Nekton is not published, so the step outs are only in a CZT's Zenthology book, which we get when we become a CZT. Swarm, that's this one. I have a note. Molly said to keep the spacing uniform and the lines don't touch. And then Munchin was something that Molly created because she struggled to do the pattern paradox. So those have a cool history. And let's get started. On this one, this is what we're going to do today is basically this setup. This tile is one that I've had for years. It is off Amazon.com, and they're just cardstock with the corners cut, and pretty good price. And I'm just trying to use what I have, but for my videos, I like to use the Zentangle 3.5-inch tile. I have my Micron PN, graphite pencil, a tortillon, or a blending stump, whatever you would like to call it. A blending stump is actually more solid. I keep this in there so that the tip stays pushed out because I'm so hard on it. And I always keep a eraser close by. And we are going to start with our 4 corner dots. And we're not trying for any kind of a perfect line or perfect border. Okay. And then the string that I want to do is just, we're going to put a triangle So about to there, and the lines don't have to be perfectly straight. And then we'll go across that way, okay? And then let's start with Nekton. Now, it looks super simple. Let me show you again in this one. But for some reason, this one just threw my brain. I started out, it says down here, I hate Nekton. But I got to where I love it. And, well, I like it better than I did in the beginning. And it's just because what I kept seeing on the internet didn't look like what I saw in the step outs. And I just couldn't figure out how to make it look perfect. And if you know my videos, you know I am a recovering perfectionist. Anyway, I don't think it's as hard as I made it out to be, especially when I finally did it the way that they have it in the step outs. Now, I can't show you my book, but I can redo step outs. And so basically what I learned was that if I followed these steps, then I finally liked it. So she starts in one direction, and then there's 4 lines in a more diagonal direction, and then 4 lines in another direction, and then you just kind of fill them in. And what's interesting is that on the actual poster, they don't use 4 lines, they used 3 lines, and they were a lot shorter. But we're going to do it this way because that's how I like it. All right, and let's start in this one. So by looking or considering those step outs, just hang with me a second. I'm not sure that my camera is focused. Okay. I don't want it to be changing as we go along. So we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, just in random areas. And we're making them, you know, all about the same. If you end up going into a corner like this and make them a little bit shorter, making them all about the same distance. Let's put one here. Okay. Maybe one down here. And then we're going to put some at an angle like that. So again, this is just random. You want to be close to the other ones, but you don't necessarily have to touch. First of all, there are no rules. There are no mistakes. You can go to the Mosaic app or, you know, kind of do a search even on Facebook or whatever for Nekton and see how it's been drawn. Again, we're just kind of going, whoops, finish what you're doing, Barbara. Okay, we're just drawing some random lines. Okay, and then the next step was to put them in another direction. So I'm going to get close to that one. I'm going to make it short. Okay. It really makes a nice filler. Once I started looking on the Mosaic app to see how it had been used, it's really cool. But you're going to find, if you go look, that there are so many variations. Okay, so we're just going to keep going in this direction for a while. Can add another one here. And we can add one here. Excuse me. Okay. And then you're just going to go back and add more to fill in these spaces. And even like in a little triangle space here, you can leave it open, or you could put some smaller ones. Like here. Okay, across here, maybe 1, 2. And I'm just going to let it go down a little bit smaller. Let's come in this direction now. So it's just blocks of lines. And if you can do it, 4 lines. If not, put in what you can fit. Okay, so for instance, over here, I could put 4 short ones. Let's go across this way. And then, oh, sorry, down across here. We've got a short space here. And then here. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a couple of lines in there. All right. There you go. That's Nekton. And now I like it. So my advice to you is just keep playing with these. And if you learn to like them, fine. If you don't, then that's also fine. Okay? This other side, I'm going to do Keeko. And you've probably seen Keeko. And if you're watching the Project Pack 23 videos, then I think it was Julie put Keeko in hers. And Keeko is beautiful, but the perfectionist in me struggles with it, but we're going to do it. Okay, I'm going to start over here. Keeko is just 4 lines. It's kind of like what we started with over there with Nekton. 4 lines in this direction, and then 4 lines in this direction. So, and those 4 lines are going to touch and fit where your last line was. Okay, and we're going to make them kind of the same distance apart and trying to get them to, you know, kind of line up. You may see that some people do them kind of curved, or you can do them straight. And I'll try not to keep twisting my tile too much. Now you can see, for me anyway, I'm thinking, oh, well, this is not staying straight. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just 4 lines in one direction and 4 lines in the opposite direction. When you get to your border, then just shorten them. Okay, so over here, it would have come like that. And then maybe we would have had a little bit over there. Okay, so now for the next row, you're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and put a top on this. Okay. Now we're going to come over here, and we're going to do 4 lines again. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're at the border. And now we're going to go in this direction again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Below that one. Now we're just going to keep going in that direction. 2, 3. And it ends up looking like weaving. So one is weaving under the other. And I'm going to bring that one down. And as I go along, I tell myself it doesn't have to be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to drop down to this one. I'm going to put a little bit of a line there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we can't see that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are trying to kind of line up the bottom there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll stop counting. I'm trying to not go too slow, but I don't speed up my videos. If this is going slow for you, you can use the YouTube controls and speed it up. If it's going too fast, you can slow it down. You can back it up. That's what I love about YouTube videos. Okay, here's the bottom on this one, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So like I said, this is very much like Nekton, except that this one's more structured. It's also a very nice filler tangle. And like I said, if you've been watching the project pack videos, then you'll see Julie do it. Okay, I'm going to bring a couple of lines down here. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, actually I didn't need those. It's okay. Okay, what did I do wrong? I was talking instead of paying attention to what I was doing. All right, well, let's just pretend, since there's no mistakes, we're just going to make this go all the way down like we meant for this to be here. Let's put a line across, okay? No mistakes, but that was an oops. All right. In the center, I'm going to do, I'm gone brain dead, swarm, okay? Swarm starts with, let's kind of start here in the middle. Starts with a nice line, and then a little bit shorter, and you're aiming to make kind of a triangle, okay? And then we're going to come to this side of it, to the long side, and put another line. It doesn't touch, but we're trying to make the spacing about the same. You make a long line, and then shorter, shorter, to make a triangle shape. And when you start out with this, your first one kind of turns into a hexagon. Is that right? And after that, it's kind of random. And my lines are not perfect. Okay, that one should have actually met there. Okay, it's okay. No mistakes. So again, we come off of the long side. I don't know why I keep saying the long side. They should all be about the same. Come off the side of your little triangle and make another one. Starts out long. And just stay in the center, and that way it becomes another little triangle. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. What's nice about all of these patterns is that they're meditative to me. I enjoy drawing lines like this. Okay. Just choose a new side and add lines. And I meant to tell you that I got the idea for this string. I'm sorry, I tried to extend these and now it looks bad. Okay, don't do that. The string off of the now I've totally forgotten any Okins app. And I have done a video for that app. Art Raffle, thank you. Okay, so these are not coming out the way I had hoped. But you can see on this one how nicely those came out. I got off a little bit on the very first one, and so it's throwing the rest of them off. But again, no mistakes. Enjoy one line at a time. Relax your shoulders. Stop worrying, Barbara. It's okay. I always want to make these very informative and helpful to you. And I always appreciate your comments. And suggestions. Okay, let's jump over here. And let's see. I can just kind of fill those in. Sorry. Back over here. Okay, so you're just continuing to make these groups of lines that look like a triangle. Okay. And I get really quiet. Focusing on this. Okay, let's put one more over here. Happens to fit into the corner perfectly. Okay, I like this one the best. but this is still fine, okay? So with Munchin, the way that Molly chose to do it is to put random dots, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start up here close to where our other pattern is. I'm not trying for anything specific. I'm not trying to do a particular grid. We're just putting random dots. And then we're going to pick a set of these dots, connect that line, and then this line we're just going to keep adding lines until we get to the other line here. Okay? Now you could also, we're going to connect these two now. If you want to, go ahead and do the triangle. And then we're going to come back and fill those in. And this is called either a tethered or anchored aura. So it's kind of like we're doing an aura, but we're anchoring it here and bringing these lines down. Okay, now I'm going to do this one. This one to me is very easy. It's a great filler, very meditative, very easy to do. And remember, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a dot here. You can always add more random dots. And let's put one here. I actually want it to go to that dot, okay? Okay. So we just keep connecting the dots. And then filling in the lines. Okay, let's do this one to here. Molly did learn eventually how to do paradox, but she did create a fun pattern during her practice. Okay, let's go ahead and connect this one. Go down this way. Okay. Do these. And, you know, what we're trying to do is, if possible, have our lines come from a different angle. Okay, so, like I said, you can add more dots. Let's just go ahead and go here. There are no mistakes. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so I could continue going this way, but I want to try to do it not exactly the same. So I'm going to turn it. And this is just my preference. It doesn't have to be this way. Let's go ahead and do here and go all the way to here. You can make those triangles as big or as small as you want, because this is your art. No mistakes. There are opportunities to do better, like I've done here. And I'm still trying to think if there's something creative I can do over here. I don't think so. Okay, let's go here. All right, I'm going to add a dot in this corner. I'm very appreciative of those of you who stick with me, even when my videos are not perfect, when my tiles are not perfect. It's okay, because I do enjoy making these videos and showing you these things. Okay, we're going to do this one, and I'll have it come down in this direction. Okay, so we can come back over here, add a few more lines to fill these in. Okay, how about here too? All right, we're going to do some simple shading on this. You could come in and put shading, like over here. You could put shading on each side of these little Keekos to show where lines are going under, okay? But I'm not going to do that on every one of these. Okay, so basically I'm showing you how to draw it. If you want to go in and add shading under each one of these, then definitely it will make a huge difference. And I do need to do a video on shading, but decided to not put that as part of this one. So we're simply going to divide this up for one. I'm going to put this border on here, and that way we'll give a nice outline to what we've done and kind of make it more cohesive. But at the same time, we're going to kind of separate the patterns out. Okay, I'm keeping my pencil on the side so that I don't add any harsh lines. We'll go ahead and go up on that. And then just kind of soften that and pull it in. And then I just soften down a little bit so that I don't have harsh lines. Okay, you probably won't see it much on this side, but we're still going to do it. Okay, and now I'm going to put graphite on our string line just to separate our patterns. Okay, here's where those two go. So we had that triangle in the center. I encourage you to look at how other people have done theirs. Okay, we're just going to soften this. Like I said, I looked on Mosaic app, and I did find, you know, several people who had done Nekton, but each one is different, including the Nekton on the 102 Tangles poster is different from what's in the step outs, and that's okay. We have our own creativity that we can use. If you want to, I'm not going to do it on all of these, but you could come in and put a little bit of shading at the bottom of each of these. That's very simple, but these are a little bit bigger. And then just push it out softly. Make sure you don't have any harsh lines on your shadows. And you probably have enough graphite on your tortillon to just add a little bit of shadow there. Okay? And like I said, you could add shadow next to each of these. You could add dark lines in here. I have seen that on a couple of them where they put really dark drama between each of those. But keeping it simple, this is it. And this is my favorite as far as swarm goes, but it's all good. It's all good. It's just fun tangling, and I really enjoy showing you these patterns. So I'm going to put my chalk over here where I have a little bit bigger space. Again, I encourage you to put the pattern names and the date and any other information on the back of your tile. We did Nekton, Swarm, Keeko, and Munchin. And these are all patterns that are on the poster called 102 Tangles of Zentangle. And that poster is still available if anyone's interested at zentangle.com. All right, there we go. There's our tile. I hope you enjoyed this. We have 4 more tangles down. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Please hit the like button, add comments, share. All of those things help to support my channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.